Good morning, students. Today we will learn an interesting writing skill activity. You have learned all about writing a dialogue or conversation between two or more people in one of the previous chapter. You would notice that in movies or plays that a particular actor or actress is rendering a solo speech to express his or her feelings or thoughts inside his or her mind. This is called a monologue. Since it's a single person talking to himself or giving a speech to others, if we draw a comparison, a dialogue is a conversation between two or more people. But a monologue involves a long speech or rendition by a single person. Now, what's the difference between a dialogue and a monologue? Dialogue is between two or more people and a monologue is by a single person. It could basically be just a single person speaking to a room full of people while the others are quiet, or in the form of a soliloquy where the actor is alone on the stage and is speaking aloud those thoughts in his mind for the benefit of the audience. Either way, a monologue does not involve more than one person. A monologue can be in the form of a speech or a reflection of thoughts that are personal when the speaker is communicating to an audience or narrating an incident that he or she wants to share or is of importance. Now, in this chip, you will be learning all about writing a monologue. Now, the following are some of the important points that should be kept in mind while enacting a monologue. Since it's going to be you penning down your inner thoughts and feelings, you should be able to literally feel, remember, and visualize the situation you are dramatizing all over again. So it's your thoughts, your feelings that you have to write in the monologue. While writing a monologue, it is important to select a character appropriate to one's age. The pitch, tempo, and rhythm in expressive voice are very important in order to enhance the experience. Yelling might kill the interest of the audience. Now, when you are saying or doing a monologue, performing a monologue, you should not yell. That means you should not scream. Okay? Quietly, slowly, you have to speak. You must be able to convey the mood of the monologue efficiently using right words, phrases to grasp the attention of the reader or the audience. So you should use good sentences, good phrases to grasp the attention of the audience. Expressive movements are necessary to create the right kind of atmosphere to entertain and engage the audience. Now, monologue is performed on a stage. So, while performing a monologue, you should be expressive. You should do some movement so that the audience also will like it. Now, let's consider an example of a monologue. You need to write a monologue about a young child who suddenly feels that his dad doesn't care for him as much he used to. So first, you need to imagine yourself as a 8 to 10 years old kid who is angry with his father because of some incident. Okay? Before writing the monologue, next, you must describe the incident in detail. Your thoughts and your feelings towards your father must be written clearly. Now you see in the topic the name of what you have to write a monologue. Okay. Next, you can use interrogative or exclamatory sentence to convey your thought process clearly to the reader. Try to write the monologue in the same manner you think. So while writing the monologue, whatever is going on in your mind, that only you have to write. You can then end the monologue by writing what happened after the incident. You have to try to complete your monologue in 100 to 150 words. Now that you have got your pointers, let's start writing a monologue. Okay? Now let's begin with the title first. The title of the monologue. Since you're telling about your father, you could write, "That's my dad." That's the title. That's my dad. Since you are recollecting the incident, describe your age and the incident in detail. So in the first paragraph, we'll describe the incident. Okay, we'll read it. I guess I must have been about 8. I could not have been much younger, for then I would not have remembered the incident so well. It was the first time my dad took me to a stadium to watch a cricket match. I guess I must have eaten too much junk food because I suddenly had to go to the bathroom. I wasn't sure my dad would let me go by myself. But the home team was bowling really well and taking wicket after wicket of our opponents, and Dad really did not want to miss anything. I was thrilled. When you're 8, finding the men's room by yourself is a real grown-up adventure. Okay, so next you move on to the twist. The second paragraph will be you have to move on to the twist in the incident which made you get angry at your father. You have to voice your inner thoughts and feelings. And I also told you you can use interrogative or exclamatory sentences. We'll read the second paragraph. When I got back close to my seat, I could see a guy on it. This total stranger was in my seat and he was talking to my dad. My dad had his arm around the guy's shoulder and they were laughing. He had put his arm around my shoulders like that. All I could think was, who is he talking to? Why is he here? That's my seat. I only left it for 5 minutes. That's my dad. You go to the men's room for 5 minutes and suddenly your seat and place is taken by a stranger. Now, here you have to remember that you are just an 8-year-old kid who has been hurt by this simple incident. You have to try to express your emotions that you felt at that moment and conclude the incident. Okay, so we'll conclude this monologue. Let's read. I just stood there. I guess I was close to tears. A guy in a blue shirt came up and tried to find out what was wrong. I showed him my ticket and he guided me to my seat. When we got there, the guy in my seat stood up to let me sit down and I saw who it was. So students, you have now written a monologue on topic given to you. A key, that means an important thing, writing a monologue is to understand your thoughts and feelings and then putting it into words. You can read the sample examples given of the monologues in your book. And you can also try to write a few monologues on your own. So here we end with this topic monologue. We will continue learning another topic in the next video. Thank you for listening, children. Goodbye. Take care.